Good morning, children. Welcome to the science class. Now we will read about a new chapter, chapter 10. So, dear children, kindly open your book, page number 103. Chapter 10, Microbes and Diseases. First, we discuss about microbes. What are microbes? Microbes, also called microorganisms. They are tiny living things that are not visible to our eye. If you have ever left milk out in warm weather, you will know how quickly it turns sour. This change is caused by the rapid growth of microorganisms. This is the example. You also know that many diseases are caused by microorganisms. They can only be studied under a microscope. A microscope is an instrument used for looking at tiny objects. It magnifies things or makes them look bigger. Things which are invisible to naked eye are called microscopic. Then microorganisms are found everywhere. They are found in the air, in the soil, in the water and in the food that we eat. They are also found inside the bodies of living things. There is no place on the earth where microorganisms are not found. Microorganisms grow rapidly in place wherever they get proper food, moisture and oxygen. Though most of living things need oxygen to breathe, but some microorganisms can grow even without oxygen. Okay. Then kinds of microorganisms. Children, there are mainly 5 kinds of microorganisms. They are bacteria, fungi, algae, protozoa and viruses. Okay. What are they? They are bacteria, fungi, algae, protozoa and viruses. First we discuss about bacteria. Bacteria are more like plants than animals. They are of different shapes. Some bacteria are harmful and some are very beneficial. Harmful bacteria cause many diseases such as cholera, typhoid, tetanus, diphtheria and tuberculosis. Disease causing bacteria are known as germs. Okay, you remember what are germs? Disease causing bacteria are known as germs. The bacteria that break down dead and decayed bodies of plants and animals are termed as beneficial because they help in maintaining the fertility of the soil. Then fungi. In plural we say fungi and in singular we say fungus. Most fungi are microscopic. Fungi do not have chlorophyll, so they depend on ready-made supply of food. They do not prepare their own food. Some feed as parasites on living parts, plants and animals. Others feed on animal and plant remains. Together with bacteria, fungi break down the remains of dead plants and animals, releasing chemicals that can be recycled. Fungi do not only feed on dead matter but attack living plants and animals and often cause diseases. Then algae. Algae are plants, so they have chlorophyll and they prepare their own food. They vary in size from the microscopic to the giant size. Algae play an important role in medicines, industry and food. Then some extra points are given in your book which are also you remember. First point, penicillin, the first antibiotic drug, is obtained from a fungus. Second point, yeast, which are also microscopic fungi, feed on sugars, turning them into alcohol or other substances. So, conversion of sugar to alcohol is known as fermentation. Yeast are used to produce alcoholic drinks and to make a bread rise. Some fungi are used to flavor food. Some penicillium fungi give a special taste to cheese. Protozoa. Protozoa are single-celled microorganisms, although they are bigger than bacteria. Most are still far too small to see with the naked eye. Protozoa are called first animals. Okay, they are first animals in our earth. They cause many diseases such as malaria. So malaria caused by protozoa. Then viruses. Viruses cause diseases in plants and animals. You can be infected with viruses by swallowing them or breathing them in. Some insects carry viruses which they pass on when they bite. Inside the body, a virus travels around in the bloodstream. The unpleasant symptoms of a cold are caused by a virus that attacks your nose or throat. Besides, common cold viruses cause so many other diseases in plants and animals. Let's see this box. Some bacteria help in the formation of milk products such as curd and cheese. Some bacteria help in rotting of jute fibers. They help in curing of tea leaves and giving them characteristic flavor. They are used in tanning of leather. Some microorganisms help in sewage disposal. Some bacteria present in our intestine help in making some vitamins. The wine industry and bread industry make use of the fungus yeast. Yeast is an important source of vitamin B complex. It is also used in idli and dosa. So you remember these points. Then diseases. When our body does not seem to be working normally and we feel sick, we may have a disease. We see to a doctor when we feel sick. The doctor looks for the symptoms that show the kind of disease we are suffering from. When the doctor finds out what is wrong, it means our disease is diagnosed. This is because of science that the causes of most diseases are known. Then types of diseases. There are two types of diseases: communicable diseases and non-communicable diseases. Those diseases that are caused by microorganisms are called communicable diseases or infectious diseases. Many of these diseases are contagious, that is, they can. Let's see this box. Some bacteria help in the formation of milk products such as curd and cheese. Some bacteria help in rotting of jute fibers. They help in curing of tea leaves and giving them characteristic flavor. They are used in tanning of leather. Some microorganisms help in sewage disposal. Some bacteria present in our intestine help in making some vitamins. The wine industry and bread industry make use of the fungus yeast. Yeast is an important source of vitamin B complex. It is also used in idli and dosa. So you remember these points. Then diseases. When our body does not seem to be working normally and we feel sick, we may have a disease. We see to a doctor when we feel sick. The doctor looks for the symptoms that show the kind of disease we are suffering from. When the doctor finds out what is wrong, it means our disease is diagnosed. This is because of science that the causes of most diseases are known. Then types of diseases. There are two types of diseases: communicable diseases and non-communicable diseases. Those diseases that are caused by microorganisms are called communicable diseases or infectious diseases. Many of these diseases are contagious, that is, they can be spread from a sick person to a healthy person. The disease causing germs get transmitted from human, animal or the environment to another human or animal. The non-communicable diseases. Those diseases that are caused by the disorder of body organs, old age, deficiency of nutrients and mental illness are non-communicable diseases, as they do not spread from one person to another. For example, diabetes, arthritis, heart attack, cancer, anemia, goiter, night blindness, scurvy, epilepsy and depression. Then how communicable diseases spread? By direct contact. Some diseases spread by coming into direct contact with person suffering from them. Direct contact means not only contact with the sick person himself, but also contact with his clothes, utensils, towels, bed linen, handkerchiefs and gums. Such diseases include measles, itch, smallpox, chicken pox, common cold, and whooping cough. Then through air. Some diseases such as influenza, cough, cold, measles, chickenpox, and smallpox are passed on from one person to another through breathing air containing germs. When a person suffering from any of the above diseases breathes out, germs get mixed with the air. When a healthy person breathes in this air, he may get infected with the disease. Then through infected food and water. Diseases like typhoid, cholera, tuberculosis, jaundice, dysentery, and food poisoning are spread through food and water. The germs of diseases are carried by flies when they visit rubbish and heaps of waste. They transmit these germs to food and water and make them contaminated. The person who consumes the contaminated food means pollute food becomes the victim of this disease. Through insect bites or other animals. Insects like mosquitoes, fleas, bugs, lice, sandflies and tsetse bite and suck the blood of people. When they bite a sick person, they suck the blood containing disease germs. These germs are passed on to the next person they bite. For example, malaria is carried by a female mosquito, Anopheles. The mosquito picks up the disease-causing germs by sucking blood of a person who has malaria. The germs undergo certain changes inside the mosquito. If this mosquito bites a healthy person, the germs are passed on to the healthy person through the mosquito's saliva. In this way, diseases like malaria, yellow fever, dengue fever, plague and sleeping sickness are spread from one person to another. Then through cuts in the skin. Disease-causing germs cannot enter the body through a healthy skin. But if the skin gets cut or injured, bacteria enter the cuts very fast. Germs of diseases such as anthrax and tetanus enter the body through the cuts in the skin. Then through contaminated soil. Hookworm eggs and larvae are found in soil. When a person walks barefoot on such soil, these larvae enter his body through the skin between the toes. For now, this much. Again you read whatever I taught you. Next video we will discuss about precautions to check the spread of communicable diseases. Thank you.